Hey Star Wars fans, what's up? I'm your host, Darth Kittens. Now I'd like to apologize in advance for posting this video late. I was up working on one of my sister's costumes for Comic-Con. Now that I'm only down to about 7 weeks, I've been rushing around trying to hand make both of their costumes. I've gotten one of my sister's costumes almost done. I'll post some pictures online. I need to kind of form it and paint it, which looks pretty cool. I'll describe more in the comments section below on Facebook, facebook.com/DarthKitten77. Now today is Character Wednesday. Basically what that means is I sit here and I talk about a specific character within the Star Wars universe. I thought since I've done a lot of videos on Hoth and the AT-ATs, I'd do the honors of doing a Snowtrooper. So last week we did ARC Troopers, and this week we'll just do plain Snowtroopers. That's it, none of the snipers, just plain old Snowtroopers based off the Stormtroopers. Now here you can kind of see the game. The graphics are really precise towards the original Snowtroopers armor from the Battle of Hoth. Now as you can see, this is not Hoth. Since I've recorded there a lot, I would do Ren Var. Ren Var, just a quick summary, is a planet that consists of, I believe, Jedi crystals. And that's important for the Empire to capture, because the less crystals that there are, the less Jedi that can find it and try to make their lightsabers and rise up against the Empire. It's just pretty ridiculous. It's pretty cool, but crazy. Now, Ren Var has... Now, when you start Ren Var, you only have one base and kind of have to run around. The nice thing about the Snowtrooper is they have the simple E11 blaster, which fires multiple rounds. They have their simple light repeated blasters, which you can use, which do not take ammo, but they do overheat pretty easily. And they have their, of course, thermal detonators, which are the simple grenades, and concussion grenades. Now, concussion grenades can have a larger blast radius in most cases. Sometimes they can't do as much damage as completely obliterating the enemy, but they do help out in a lot of situations, kind of like spread them out. Now, Snowtroopers are specialized stormtroopers that form their self-sufficient mobile combat units. So they follow orders, of course, from their generals and Darth Vader and captains, but they're self-sustaining, so they can go on for weeks just attacking multiple battles. Of course, having the simple ranks, but they can just continue on with themselves. So their backpacks and systems keep their bodies warm, and their face masks are equipped with breath heaters. So basically, it takes back in their breath, since your breath is hot air. Kind of cycles it through your costume, not their costume, but their outfit, to keep the warmth going throughout their entire face, because you don't want to get freezer burn on your face. It hurts. Anyways, excuse me. So as you may have noticed in the Battle of Hoth in Episode 5, they carried machine gun looking things. Like there's two of them, one carried the gun, one carried the tripod stand. So they're called E-Web heavy repelling blasters, and they work especially well on the snowy terrain, not getting jammed up as much, because you can see on a snowy terrain, condensation can build up especially, and it can jam out some of the blasters, but that doesn't happen in this case, because these are specialized blasters for that. Now, if you look at their outfits, I don't know how many of you seen Star Wars: The Clone Wars, but their armor is very similar to Clone Troopers' cold weather gear, which is used actually a couple times within the Star Wars: The Clone Wars series. So if you kind of go back and look, one of the planets that they used on was Unturo Pluntuna, which is where I believe is the episode where they discover that one race. Yet the chairman of Pantora claims that it's a desolate planet. They're insufficient beings, and they have no right being there, yet they've lived there for 1,000 years. But I recommend checking out that episode. It's a pretty intense episode. So now, the assault on Hoth. Snowtroopers are deployed as part of General Veer's Blizzard Force at the Battle of Hoth. Kind of talking about that, because they're a really important part. All Battle of Hoth consisted mostly of Snowtroopers, especially. So, Snowtroopers work in tandem with AT-AT walkers to effect a massive strike. As you may remember in the other video, in the large massive body of the AT-AT, it held up to 40 Snowtroopers in one transport to effect the most damage. And as you can see in, of course, the Battlefront games, there were snowtroopers on the ground, kind of pushing back so they didn't have a chance to attack the AT-AT walkers. Now, it never happened in the movies. Like, there was never, like, a full-blown force until they broke into Echo Base, and then you saw a ton of them running in. So, what's nice about their suits is they can last 2 weeks on a battery pack within their suit in the freezing cold. 2 weeks. So if they're stuck on Hoth, left behind to patrol the area, make sure there are no rebels around, they can last up to 2 weeks without major recharging, which is really nice. Now, I don't know. I wanna post a link to this on my Facebook also. A really funny clip of the Snowtroopers on Hoth. A little backstory real quick on Hoth is Wampas, the giant creature that was eating the Tauntaun, the giant snow bear. Many people may recognize it. Actually, I wouldn't say accidentally, but they dug through one of the back parts of the rebel base, and they had to kind of split that section off as a dangerous area. Do not, the room, it was in the supply room. So no one really got hurt until the Wampas broke out, and then they contained them, put them in the supply room, put a door up, and then they put a sign on the door, "Do not enter." And somehow the sign is torn off, and the snowtroopers ran into it. This is a funny deleted scene from the Star Wars Episode 5 movie, which is really funny. I'll post that on my Facebook so you guys can check it out. Some of you may have already seen it, and that's cool. Now, snowtroopers are very equipped in the cold climate, and as you may be able to tell, there are major differences between the snowtroopers and the snowtrooper commanders. The snowtroopers kind of have lighter, flimsier neck pieces on their helmet, while the commanders are a little bit stronger of material. And then, of course, they have the emblem on their chest to kind of show off their rank, which, of course, is really important because rank is everything when leading the battle. Now, of course, snowtroopers, they're affiliated only with the Empire. Now, most of them consist of humans. I know early on in the Rise of the Empire, they did use a lot of different alien races, and then they also had some kind of clones of their own, but they didn't work out as well as the clones from Kamino. They're about 6 feet tall. They try to keep it a consistent height of 6 feet tall, which is just about an average height. Now, snowtroopers had to be equipped with special training to be able to fight in desolate planets, just like most are, because they have to have training within the cold weather and be able to function in the gear, because it can be heavy sometimes, so they have to be able to function nicely in the gear. Luckily, it's mostly made of kind of a cloth type material, and the only heavy parts are probably the gauntlets, the kidney pieces, the chest pieces. The boots are really simple material, and then they also have knee pads, so they can drop to their knees and take a couple shots. Now, I want to thank you guys for checking out my site. Definitely try to check out my Facebook if you have time. And, have a great night. Have a great day. May the Force be with you.